After WWE United States Championship winner Jacob F. made his speech at WrestleMania 41, Triple H reacted by messaging that he became the #1 contender at WrestleMania 41 after defeating archrival Braun Strowman in a last man standing match. The two have crossed paths multiple times, including in tag team matches, and the Samoan werewolf posed with him backstage shortly after his victory over LA Knight. Following his victory in the U.S. Championship, Triple H tagged Fatu in backstage images and referred to him as a destroyer. Triple H said that Jacob Fatu made his professional wrestling debut at WrestleMania as the new United States champion. After becoming Solokoa's enforcer in mid-2024, he won the WWE Tag Team Championship alongside Tama Tonga, but had to relinquish it to Tongaloa due to circumstances. This time around, things will be different because Fatu has emerged from his shadow and is now challenging Sikoa for the title. Sikoa, who was present during Fatu's entrance, but not at ringside for the title match, has no idea who Fatu will face as his first opponent or whether he will continue his feud with Knight. WrestleMania 41 Lincoln. The Philadelphia financial field was a hive of activity, with the United States Championship raised high above his head. Jacob F. stood in the center of the ring, the crowd going wild. The sky crackled with energy, and his tribal tattoos glistened. His wild hair framed an emotional face. And just moments before, he had defeated Logan Paul and LA Knight in a triple threat match that had every. Tracy Paul, aka the Game Leask, was spotted observing from a gorilla position backstage, putting fans on the edge of their seats. His expression was unreadable, and the moment was historic. Just 3 months ago, FO shocked the world by joining a splintered bloodline headed by Solo Sikoa. Many thought he would be a monster who would do Solo's bidding, but Triple H saw a talent that belonged to a different generation, combining elements of the brutal aggression era with the explosiveness of modern powerhouses. Now, just weeks after winning gold for himself, Triple H stood in front of Jacob Fu. Whispers of approval from the WWE officials continued as they clapped and whispered about the match's success. But Triple H remained silent, his thoughts racing with both the events of the match and what might happen next. He is more than just a monster, after all. As the camera panned in, commentators rushed to translate Fat Melton's Samoan phrase, which he had kissed on the U.S. title. But Triple H, backstage, understood that it was meant for the island's ancestors, and that he was a moment maker. Before Triple H's teammates could utter a word, he gesticulated, let him soak this in, and said, "This moment you don't script this, you feel it." The crowd gathered around him, demanding to know his opinions. At Paul's request, a production assistant hurried over to get his approval for the post-match graphic. With a brief pause, Triple H revealed the new United States champion, Jacob Fatu, to the world. He then turned to Shawn Michaels, who had been watching from the sidelines. Shawn chuckled, saying, "He's got a MAGA in his blood, and a little bit of Ricky showmanship. It's scary." It was impressive to see Fatu sell the Logan dive, pop up and hit the pop-up Samo, and drop on Knight with ease. Triple H acknowledged with a nod, revealing that he is Shawn's link to the currents of Roman rule and whatever Solo is constructing. The following age may be defined by Fat. He had a point. The return of Aronis to WWE brought back memories of the attitude, unpredictable nature, and charisma of the late great Daryl Sykes. Unlike other up-and-coming stars, F was unpolished and raw, and fans adored him for it. However, Triple H was also aware that such immense power required careful guidance. He swiftly took his phone out of his pocket, sent a message to F's personal number, and then slipped it back into his coat. After the press, he turned to a nearby writer and began to outline his next feud. "I want a story that tests him emotionally and physically, with someone who makes him doubt himself and forces him to grow." The writer raised an eyebrow, thinking about Orton. Triple H, who smirked, "And I was actually thinking about Sami." The audience fell silent when Sami Zayn was asked if she wanted Jacob F to quarrel with her. Imagine the promos where Sami tries to connect with Triple H, reminding him that he doesn't have to follow in Solo's footsteps and offering to help him. Triple H nods in agreement. Meanwhile, Fud is caught between Solo's destructive vision and his own destiny. Sean clapped his hands, expressing his admiration for the rich art. The camera cut to Fu walking up the ramp, and Triple H turned back to the monitor. The crowd roared, chanting, "Fatu, Fatu," as he turned around for the last time, raising the title high above his head. Confetti hadn't even started falling yet, but it didn't need to. The image was already iconic. The curtain to the gorilla came crashing down, and Jacob Fatu, still catching his breath, entered the room. The room exploded in applause as he was surrounded by agents, trainers, and fellow superstars. However, his gaze searched for one man. After a little moment of silence, Triple H reached out and offered his hand. F glanced down at it, shook his head, and then embraced Triple H in an open embrace. Triple H grinned and patted him on the back as he murmured, "You believed in me," he replied. "You made them believe in you. And now the real work begins." With a serious nod, Jacob Fu drew back, saying, "I'm ready." It was obvious that Jacob Fu hadn't only won the United States Championship, but also Triple H's trust, which might prove to be even more powerful. Triple H's eyes narrowed as he started to gear up for SummerSlam. "Let's show the world what a real champion looks like," he said. The arena noise pulsed from behind the curtain.